Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to be doing a review of all of our foundational skills that we've learned in Unit 2 here. And I know Unit 2's been taking a while because we've done some other things, and just with the delays and things like that, it's kind of taken a little bit longer. So I'm going to use this video to go back and review all of those foundational skills, the suffixes and root words that we've been working with in this unit. And then I'm going to ask you to do kind of a creative writing activity today using these words to show that you can actually use these words. So let's go ahead and get started. So in lesson 1, this was our list of target words. And so if you look at the first 2 lines there, lines 1 and 2, we have the suffixes ANT and ENT in all of those words. And those suffixes mean one who or characterized by. So you're going to apply that then to your root to help you make meaning of those words. In lines 3 and 4, we have the suffixes AL and IAL. Keep in mind that those means having the characteristics of. So we can take that and apply it to the root. So for example, with historical, having the characteristics of relating to history, or normal, having the characteristics of being a norm, a cultural norm. Okay, let's go ahead and get into lesson 2. Lesson 2, we had these fun hyphenated words up here in lines 1 and 2. Remember that hyphenated words are when we're taking 2 complete words, or even 3 with like mother-in-law, and putting them together. Very similar to a compound word, but the difference here is when we put these words together, we can't just put them together like a compound word. They don't they're not friendly. They don't go together very well. And so we have to put that hyphen in between to put them together, and it'll still make sense. So those are hyphenated words. In lines 3 and 4, we have ick and ickle. So IC and ICAL. Keep in mind that those mean relating to. So once again, relating to, and then whatever your root is. Also, I want to point out that ick, these ones in line 3, are going to form adjectives or nouns. So when we add ick to the end of a word, it's going to make it an adjective or a noun. When we add ickle, like in line 4, it's going to form an adjective. So remember, adjectives are descriptive words, and nouns are people, place, things, ideas. That's going to be important for the activity you do later today, because you're going to need to know how to use these words in context correctly. So you're going to need to know what part of speech they are. Okay, lesson 3, we had 3 root words in this one. So in line 1, we have terra, which means earth. In line 2, we have geo, which also means earth. So keep in mind that those 2 mean similar. Terra can also mean land or earth. So, but we use one is Latin and one is Greek. So keep that in mind. And then we have photo, which means light. Okay, let's go on to the next lesson. In this one, we have ITY in the first line, which means a state or a quality of. And when we add ITY onto the end of a word, it is going to turn an adjective to nouns. So it's going to take something that's an adjective and turn it to a noun. And then we have our shun words. So in line 2, we have TION. In line 3, we have ATION, and in line 4, we have ITION. And remember, the A and the I are just added when we need that to make those suffixes fit with those roots. So remember that the shun words are describing an act or a process, and we specifically talked about that they create nouns. So they're going to take other parts of speech and turn them into nouns when we put that shun on the end of those words. So that'll help again when you do the activity later. Okay, let's look at our next one. This is the one we just had finished up this week, so these should be really familiar to you. In line 1, we have sens, which means to be aware. Remember, relating back to those senses. We have spec in line 2, which means to see. And then we have sim in line 3, which has to do with things being like each other. And then in line 4, you have the combinations. Okay, so this next piece is just, let me move this out of the way a little bit more for you, is just a chart that I made for you with all of the suffixes and root words and what they mean. There's 2 pages of it, and I will also send you the link to this slideshow so you can look at it yourself. But what I want you to do today is I'm going to have you write a story, a creative story. It can be whatever genre you want it to be, but I want you to write me a story, and I want you to use at least one word from every single root or suffix that we studied. So one of the target words from each one. So you'll have a total of 11 words. So if you look in these boxes, that's what I'm talking about. So you need one word that uses terra, one word that uses